Okay, and as I was saying in part 1 of this strategy guide, I do always make sure I've got room to get around the zombies when I'm camping at the side of the barn here. This becomes a real issue in the higher rounds, much higher rounds, where you're using the ray gun or something like that, and you won't be able to kill all the zombies, or even most of the zombies. You only kill a few of them at a time if you spray them here. But all that I'll explain a little bit later. It's not really going to be clear until I show you the train that I start running after we stop camping in this spot. Yeah, but to try and go to high rounds in a map like this, where there's not even a pack punch machine and just your bare bones weapons, no traps or anything, is a real test of patience. It really is. Patience, stamina, because it's at a certain point, regular guns, even the ray gun, basically will not kill zombies at all, no matter how much you spray them. So it's kind of a limit to how high these people can go that are into setting zombies records and stuff like that. Okay, hopefully we can get a decent gun now. What we're actually going to try and do is go for monkey bombs, and we get EMPs there. And the other thing that we're going to try and get is the ray gun. And hopefully we can also get perhaps the hammer, as our LMG. Swap the RPD out for that. It has the same amount of ammo, I believe, unpack punched, but a much quicker reload, and I think a little bit better mobility as well, so it's a little preferable to the RPD in a map like this, I guess. But yeah, at this point you should have 10, 15, 20,000, depending on how much you've been worrying about building up your points. And you should hopefully get the ray gun here. If you don't, just try another 5 rounds later or something like that, of course. But yeah, we're going to throw some points here hitting the box. And I did get monkey bomb, so all I'm looking for now is basically the ray gun. You have to be a little bit careful if you run the zombie like this, that you don't trap yourself in the corner, because then you'll have to kill the zombie. And if you do it in a really high round, you may not be able to kill the zombie quick enough to escape. So just be a little bit careful if you're hitting the box like this. One way to do this safely is if you have EMPs and you just EMP the zombie somewhere down on the yard or wherever, and he'll just wander around super slow, and you'll be able to hit the box basically without getting hassled by the zombie. Okay, well, we're nearly running out of points here, so we'll have to... here we go, we got the hammer. Beautiful. Okay, so now I've got 2 LMGs, and we'll hopefully get something a little bit smaller so I've got some mobility. If I really need to, I guess I could grab the MP5 off the wall here, but we get the Galil. The Galil's pretty decent in terms of mobility. Okay, it's a Type 25. I actually quite like this gun. It's not the most powerful, but it's got a pretty decent rate of fire. Oh my god, the RPG. I've got one more hit at the box here. Or I could get the MP5. But you know what? Because I've got the Type 25, what I'm going to do is hit the box. And see what I can get on this last hit. And as luck would have it, it is the ray gun. So we've got absolutely everything that we need. We'll probably be right depending on max ammos for another 20 rounds or so. Hopefully. Okay, so we're going to kill the last zombie here. Now, it's a pretty good idea to board up the 2 windows down the bottom here. That one that I just boarded up there and the other one through there. Because what that does is it bottlenecks the zombies up when they try and break through. And then they all come at once, which is actually a really good thing later on when you're running trains. But at the moment when we're camping, it's not super necessary to do that. Now, if you didn't watch part 1 of this high round solo strategy guide for this map, the reason I'm hanging out here in this barn area, or just outside of the barn in this case, is basically to use the spawn zones to my advantage, because if I kill zombies just here next to the barn, basically they will only spawn from 3 windows, the one at the top of the barn on the inside, and the 2 right at the back of the barn, one inside the barn and one outside just behind me here. So that means I have no zombies coming behind me at all. I don't have to worry about that. And also it means that the rate that the zombies are spawning in and getting to me so I can kill them quickly is much faster. So it's a really fast strategy, guys, to use this one. And it's a pretty effective way of getting through the first few earlier rounds really quickly and setting yourself up for a high round game in this map. Okay, so starting into round 13 here, this is the last round where we'll have Galva Knuckles still at a 1-hit kill. I'm probably not going to use them too much now, simply because the spawn rate is just going to be too high that there'll be loads of zombies coming all at once. But that was pretty lucky to get that nuke. Nukes from this point on are just awesome because they speed up the rounds. And we're going to be starting to use the hammer a bit more here. Just the classic camping strategy with an LMG. But you'll see that I never leave the zone of this farm unless I really have to. I'll wait here as long as I possibly can in these earlier rounds. And that works pretty well for getting all the zombies to come at me from those 3 windows, as I was saying. Alright, round 14, the Galva Knuckles are now a 2-hit kill, so we probably won't be using them too much, except for maybe finishing off crawlers or double hitting the first couple that come at me. And still got a fair bit of ammo here. And we'll still be able to use this camping strategy for a little while until we have to start running trains later on. Okay, max ammo there. Now the beauty of the monkey, of course, guys, in solo is that if you do get a drop like that, you can just throw a monkey and you'll be able to pick it up nice and safe. And that gives you time to reload and stuff like that. So that's the reason I get the monkey bombs. In this map, there's no real need to get the EMPs. The only slight use for them, as I said, is if you want to EMP the zombies or the last zombie while you hit the mystery box. But in my opinion, the monkey's just way more useful to have. And that is the end of round 14. So I'm just going to wait on that insta-kill there. As long as I can. When it starts flashing quickly, I'll grab that.
Insta-kill.
Chuck a few grenades, as you do. And it probably wasn't necessary to throw that monkey bomb, but I have 3 of them anyway, so you tend to get a lot of max ammos in the early rounds. It's not going to be a problem. That is one thing I've noticed with Black Ops 2 Zombies, is that there do seem to be a lot of drops, way more than usual. They seem to have cranked that up a fair bit. But again, it's almost like reverting back to the World at War style of zombies. Almost. In that there's none of the drops like... well, there's no death machine drop. I mean, that would have been pretty cool if they put a death machine drop in. That was one of my favorite drops that they introduced. So it's just so much fun in the earlier rounds, especially when you're with a group and you're camping or something like that to get a death machine going. Yeah, I really don't understand some of the decisions they've made with Black Ops 2 Zombies, but there you go. Having said that, I still enjoy playing them, so... And often the DLC maps are way better than the first couple that get released with the game anyway, so I'm looking forward to that now. I'm going to start almost running a train here. You have to be super careful if you're doing this particular train, but just staying close to the barn house and running the zombies around. Now what I'm going to do here is get them to run through the fire, because that just makes them super easy to kill in these earlier rounds, and it means you can save your ammo a little bit. So that'll be something I'll be doing regularly later on. You can see where there we get another max ammo. Good stuff. We're almost out in the hammer, so that was actually fortunate getting that max ammo. And I reckon we'll be near the end of the round here anyway. Hopefully. So you just have to make super sure that you got enough space to run outside of those zombies without getting blocked off when you're doing that particular run. But there's a much safer train. We're just not running it quite yet because you have to wait until the higher rounds when the spawn rates get as quick as they'll ever get before you can really, you know, rely on the zombies to spawn in and then have them in one spot when you start your train. And it's usually about round 40 and we get a nuke there. Round 40 onwards that the zombies spawn at the fastest possible rate, and then it's constant for the rest of the game. So yeah, it basically makes it heaps easier when they do spawn in quickly. It's when they spawn in dribs and drabs, and you have a few zombies, stragglers and stuff like that that you can get caught out a little bit. So basically I'm trying to wait here as long as I can until we get to a higher round and I'll have a higher spawn rate before I start running the normal train that I do in the high rounds in this map. Okay, well it's pretty much the end of the round here. Let's just finish off those zombies and head into round 18. Lucky last. And we're pretty low in the hammer here, but fortunately I've got loads of ammo in the ray gun, so we might have to fall back on the ray gun unless I get another max ammo. Okay, so I'm just keeping an eye out here for the zombies. Usually those ones from the top will drop down first, especially if you've taken the time to board up those couple of windows at the bottom. And kind of running a train here. It's just an attempt to stay close to the barn zone so that the spawns are just from those three windows still. But pretty much they've all spawned in now, hopefully. And we can start killing them. I'm just making extra sure. And I'll take them through this fire again. Set them on fire. And then we'll take them out. So you will have like 3 or 4 of these really slow stragglers that will get in the way a little bit, and you kind of have to deal with those.
Double points.
Mr. Monkey just wanted to play!